My wife donated our savings to a charity. The bank alert hit my phone like a gunshot. Account balance, $204.67. I stared at the screen in our Houston apartment, the air conditioning's hum mocking the silence. Our savings, $30,000, scraped together over a decade, gone in one transaction. My wife, Elise, was at a fundraiser, her coat still on the rack, her lavender scent lingering. She did it, I thought, my heart sinking into a pit of betrayal. I'd warned her about that shady charity, Hope's Promise, with its glossy flyers and vague mission. She'd ignored me, and now our future was dust. Not my cause, not my loss. I'm David, 39, a mechanic who fixed engines with the precision I tried to apply to our life. Elise, 36, was a nurse, her compassion boundless, her heart a magnet for every sob story. Her kindness was my anchor, but her trust in others often blinded her. Then there was Marcus, the charity's director, a smooth talker with a website full of stock photos. He'd pitched Hope's Promise at Elise's hospital, promising to aid orphans. I'd dug up articles calling it a scam, fake financials, missing funds. "It's my heart, my choice," Elise said, dismissing me. "You don't believe in helping." The signs slithered in like cracks in a windshield. Elise spent evenings on Zoom calls with Marcus, her face glowing with purpose. She'd hide her laptop screen, saying, "Just donor stuff." Our account dipped, $500, then $1,200, for charity events. She bought a new dress, claiming it was for a gala. She's just passionate, I told myself, pushing down dread. She wouldn't risk everything. But nights alone, checking our shrinking balance, I felt the ground shift. What's she hiding? The conflict exploded one humid night. Elise came home, our purse stuffed with Hope's Promise flyers. I held up my phone, the bank alert glaring. "You gave them $30,000? I asked, my voice shaking. "Our entire savings?" "It's for kids, David," she said, her eyes fierce. "They need it more than we do." "More than us?" I snapped, pointing at the empty account. "That was our house, Elise, our future." "You're selfish," she shot back, tears brimming. "This is bigger than us." Bigger than us, the words burned. I'd shown her proof, Better Business Bureau warnings, Reddit threads about Marcus's scams. She called me cynical. I found the donation receipt in her email, her signature alone. She cut me out, I thought, pain slicing through me. She chose strangers over me. My emotional journey was a storm. Confusion hit first. How could she do this without me? Then denial. Maybe the charity's real. Pain crashed in, raw and heavy, as I pictured our sacrifices, overtime shifts, skipped vacations, wasted. We built that together, I thought, replying nights we dreamed of a home. Anger surged, hot and unrelenting. She betrayed us. I wanted to walk away, let her face the fallout, but fear whispered, "Can I lose her?" I sat in my garage, clutching a wrench, the oil-stained floor mirroring my chaos. Am I enough? The twist came a week later. Elise's brother, Tom, arrived, his face grim, holding a news article. Hope's Promise was a fraud. Marcus had vanished, the orphanage a fake address. But there was more. Elise hadn't just donated, she'd been recruited as a fundraising ambassador, unknowingly roping colleagues into the scam. Tom showed me texts she'd sent him, confessing her shame, but begging him not to tell me. She thought she could fix it, he said. She didn't want you to hate her. Fix it? My anger cracked, revealing pain. She's a victim too. Not just reckless, she'd been manipulated, her heart weaponized. She didn't trust me to help, I thought, my chest tightening. The article mentioned a class action lawsuit, but our money was likely gone. She's drowning, I realized, and I'm letting her. The aftermath was brutal. Elise's parents showed up, pleading, "She's lost, David. Save her." "Not my cause," I said, my voice cold. "Not my loss." But in our kitchen, Elise sat, surrounded by bills, her hands trembling. "I'll work doubles," she whispered. "I'll pay it back." "How?" I asked, my tone flat. "We're broke, Elise. You broke us." "I wanted to help," she sobbed, her eyes meeting mine. "I thought I was making a difference." "You were enough," I said, my throat tight. I saw her then, the woman I loved, crushed by her own goodness. Can I abandon her? My anger screamed yes, but her tears, her trembling voice, held me. We contacted a lawyer, joining the lawsuit, though recovery was slim. I took a second job, fixing cars at night. Elise worked extra shifts, her hands raw from hospital work. The emotional growth was slow. I grieved our old dreams, the trust she'd shattered. Can I forgive her? I wondered, watching her scrub dishes, her eyes dull with guilt. But I grew, learning to voice my hurt, to demand honesty. Elise grew too, volunteering locally, channeling her heart into real change. We rebuilt, step by step, with therapy and late-night talks. The twist deepened when a letter arrived from an anonymous donor, $5,000, with a note, "For Elise, who meant well." It wasn't much, but it paid a few bills, a flicker of hope. Someone saw her heart, I thought, my resentment softening. 10 months later, we sat in our tiny dining room, a new budget taped to the fridge. Elisa's hospital had promoted her, and my side hustle was steady. "I'm sorry I broke us," she said, her voice soft, holding my hand. "You didn't," I replied, squeezing her fingers. "You bent us. We're tougher now." She smiled, fragile but real, and handed me a photo from our first date, us laughing at a food truck, sauce on her chin. "I choose you," she'd written. My eyes stung. Love's a risk, I thought, pinning the photo to our wall. And we're still taking it. The ending wasn't meat. Some nights I felt the sting of her secrecy, the weight of our lost savings. But our home felt alive again, filled with Elise's quiet humming, my steady presence. We weren't whole, but we were healing. One honest word, one shared glance at a time. What would you do if your partner's heart led them astray? Could you rebuild, or would you walk away?